So this little guy right here is the Anker SOLIX C300 DC portable power station. This is a portable power station that really fits a lot of different needs because of its size, because of the battery capacity, and just how well this thing is made. And I've partnered with Anker for this video to show you this power station and also a couple other different power stations that they also have in this same family, but I'll talk a little bit more about those a little bit later. But yeah, this little guy has a 90,000 milliamp hour battery. It comes in at 288 watt hours, and also it does go up to 300 watts as far as the output. And this is using a lithium ion phosphate battery, which is going to be safer than your traditional lead acid batteries. And so the lifespan for this battery will be longer, and also it's going to make this power station lighter because it does come in at around 6.17 pounds. And it does have this very convenient strap that's already pre-installed that allows carrying and moving around this power station to be very easy. And just the overall size of this makes it very easy to go into a backpack or something, and maybe even a really big purse if you really want to do that. But I like to take this out for camping and things like that, and it's just very convenient to throw in the car, and it just fits really anywhere. And this strap is removable, and Anker also does sell a longer one that will allow you to carry this on your shoulder, but you do have to buy that extra if you do want that one. And oh, this also does have a built-in light that actually pops out from the top like this. This is the first battery station that I've ever had that actually does this. So it does have a couple of different height levels that you can choose from. But yeah, you can pop this thing out and then press this button on the front to go between the 3 different brightness levels. And I've used this inside of a tent, and it put out a pretty good amount of light, but also I can use it as a night light in my tent as well. And so I can turn it down to the lowest brightness level if I want to do that. But you can also leave the light on and push it in to make it a little bit dimmer. So that's a little bit of a pro tip for you. And so yeah, this is cool because it not only gives you light, but also is 360 light that it is going to be pushing around. So you can place this in the center of your room or your tent, and you can get a little bit of light to where you are. But now let's take a look at the front of this power station and talk about the ports. So you do have 2 USB type A ports that do come in at 12 watts each. And then below that, you'll find the port here that will support up to an 100-watt solar panel to be able to recharge this power station that way. And then to the right of that, you will find a 15-watt USB-C port. And then to the right of those, you will find the 120-watt car outlet port. And then below that, you'll find the button to be able to actually turn that port on and off. And then on the bottom, you'll find the faster USB-C ports here. So one of these ports is going to be a 100-watt port here on the left, but these two on the right are actually going to be USB-C 3.1, and they support up to 140-watt charging and also recharging, so both in and out. So if you have a phone or a tablet that supports up to 100-watt or 140-watt charging, these ports will be able to support those. And then also, if you want to recharge this power station the fastest way possible, you can actually use both of these ports at the same time to get up to 280 watts of recharging. And as far as the charging speeds, if you are using both of these ports at the same time, you can get from 0 to 80% in just about an hour. And if you are using one of those ports at 140-watt recharging, you can expect to get that same 0 to 80% in about 1.8 hours. Then if you are using this car socket to be able to recharge it, it'll take around 2.5 hours. And then if you are using an 100-watt solar panel to recharge this, it will also take 2.5 hours to be able to get from 0 to 80%. And on Anker's website, they do give you some average times when it comes to different devices that you can charge from this power station. Like a camera, you should be able to recharge around 18 times or so. And then like a handheld console, like a Nintendo Switch or something, around 15 times you can expect. And then also a smartphone around 19 times. And again, they have different examples for different things depending on what you're doing and stuff. So again, these are just averages, so don't hold me to it as far as your particular device. But at the end of the day, you have a 90,000 milliamp hour battery inside of this that will be able to recharge those common things that you want to use. So no, you're not going to be recharging a refrigerator or something like that off of this. Anker does sell other devices that are more suited for that. But this is something that I really like to use, again, when I'm camping, but also if I'm just, taking it out for a day. I'm going to be out all day long, maybe flying my drone or something, and I want a way to be able to recharge it. But I don't want something super big and heavy, but I want something like this that can fit in my camera backpack. This is where this really does fit in for me. Now on the front, you do have a color display that does go to sleep after a little while, but you just hit the power button to turn it back on. But yeah, you'll be able to see the remaining percentage as far as the battery that's remaining. And then it also does give you the remaining time as far as what you have plugged in, how long it can actually run or power that device for. So if you do have like a USB-C powered fan or something in the middle of the summer, it'll be able to tell you how long this power station will be able to run that for. But you also have another way that you can control and manage this power station, and that is with the Anker Anker app. So you can download it. Once you do that, you'll be able to see that same information that you see on the display. And you can also control the brightness levels of the light as well, all from this app. So you don't have to get up from your sleeping bag to turn the light off. If you want to, just take out your phone and then open up the app, and then you're good to go. And it'll also give you some other performance metrics and things like that inside of that app as well. So it's very convenient to be able to have that alongside this. And so yeah, the normal price of this Anker SOLIX C300 DC is $199, but at the time of this video, it is going for $149. But I'm gonna drop a link down below in the description of this video, and you can click on that and make sure you get the latest pricing for this, just in case they have any more deals going on when you are watching this video. But I did tell you in the beginning that there are two other power stations that I am going to talk about briefly in this video as well. And these other two power stations are the Anker SOLIX C200 DC and the Anker SOLIX C300, no DC in that name. And we'll start with this one because this one is the bigger brother out of the three. And so this one does have a 288 watt hour battery that does support an output of 300 watts, but it also can support a surge output of up to 600 watts. And the reason why it has this is because it does have some AC outputs on the front, or basically like wall outputs on the front. And these will allow you to plug in some more of those traditional appliances that might draw a little bit more power, at least when you turn it on for the first time. So you can have a little bit more flexibility with those AC outputs, but you still do have USB ports on this as well. So you do have a 12 watt type A port there, and also a 15 watt type C. And you still have the dual 140 watt USB-C 3.1 ports on this as well. And this does support the dual port charging for that as well. And then you also have this little cover here to unveil the solar panel charging port as well. So it's really nice to have that in case you're using just the USB-C port or the solar panel port. And then you also do have the car port right here. And also you do have a light here on the front to help give you some visibility at night. And then this third one is going to be the smallest out of the three here. So this is the Anker SOLIX C200 DC. And this does have a 60,000 milliamp hour battery that comes in at 192 watt hours and also supports up to 200 watt output. And as far as ports, you have three USB-C ports that go from 15 to 100 and also up to 140 watts. And you do have two USB type A ports there and also a solar panel port as well. But you don't get any type of built-in light with this particular power station, but it also does come with the handle, just like the other two as well. That does allow you to be able to carry this around a little bit easier. And I forgot to mention this, but with the C300, it does have a longer strap that it does come with. And with this 200 DC, you will also notice that it doesn't have a car port as well. And one thing I also forgot to mention with the C300 is that it does support a UPS function, and that UPS function does run around 10 milliseconds. So you can also use that for other situations. And so yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you for this video here. So I'm gonna leave links down below for all of these power stations. So make sure you check them out. And those links will also have the latest pricing information for all three of these power stations. And also let me know what you think about these in the comment section below. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.